What's up, YouTubers? So I'm coming to you guys with a moment in Black history. It is officially Black History Month. And no, I didn't cut my hair. It's just super curly today and kind of doing its own thing. So it still comes down here. It's just drawn up. Anyways, but I kind of wanted to share with you. Y'all know the teacher in me. I'm always trying to enlighten. I kind of wanted to share with you guys a little bit about something that stands out to me. I live in the state of Alabama. I'm not from the state of Alabama, but I live in the state of Alabama. And I don't know if many of you know, but it wasn't until the year 2000 that Alabama changed its state constitution, allowing interracial marriage. If they hadn't have done that, then I wouldn't have been able to get married last year. So it's been 21 years since that change. Alabama was the last state to do this change, the very last one. Now, I don't know if you guys know the history, but in 1967, an amazing couple took the stand for everyone who was in this position. In 1967, Richard Loving, a white man, went to D.C. and married the love of his life, Mildred Jeter. And she was a black woman. And then they went back to their hometown in Virginia. And when they went back to Virginia, they were arrested. Why? Because this white man loved this black woman and he only wanted to be with her and forget the rules, forget the laws of the town. They wanted to be together. So that's why they went to DC. That's why they got married regardless. They were facing up to a year in jail, and because of the state's anti-miscegenation law. And so they took their case to the Supreme Court. It's one of the most famous trials, one of Loving versus Virginia. And they ruled that prohibiting interracial marriage on state and local levels was unconstitutional. So that meant that because of them, we could get married no matter what our race was. And that's very important, especially for my family. My husband had 6 mixed children before he and I ever got together. If the times were still like they were, in 1967, even that would have been frowned upon and there would have been consequences for that. So to be able to love freely now, to be able to walk through the streets with my husband and not have to worry about being arrested, it's truly a gift and a blessing. And all I can do is thank the ones that came before me, who paved the way and made it possible for me to be able to be in my marriage and for it to be okay. For my skin color to not have to matter as far as who I love. So I want to say thank you to Richard and Mildred Loving. And if you have not seen the movie, I want you guys to go and look it up. And I want you guys to download it or stream it and watch it, because it's so powerful. The message is powerful. And it's Black History Month, yes. But also, we've been fighting for equality really for like the past 2 years, really, really badly. And this was just one of the things that stuck out to me in my blended family, my mixed family. And I just kind of wanted to share it with you guys. And I hope hope that you guys will go and look at the story, look at the film, and just know that times have changed some, but they have not changed altogether. Do my husband and I still get backlash because we've decided to be in a relationship with each other? Yes. Do we still get crazy looks? Yes. Do people make comments? Yes. Do people treat us differently? Definitely. It's to the point where sometimes I can't even make comments on things that are going on in the Black community because people automatically assume or automatically say, well, aren't you married to a white man? Or what does your white husband think? Or you sold yourself out and went to the other side. I get things like that all the time. And what I have to say to that is just that love doesn't know color. And that might be something that you hear all the time, but it's like I went into this relationship blind, if that makes any sense. I actually wasn't looking for a relationship. And to find love of my life in Daniel was completely 100% unexpected. It was not something that I was looking for. It didn't matter that he was a white man. He could have been an Asian man. He could have been a Black man. He could have been, European, whatever. It did not matter that he was a country white man. I shouldn't say country. Besides the fact that he was born in the country, there's nothing country about Daniel. But that should not affect me being able to love him or him being able to love me. Daniel's always been attracted to women of color. Always. He's always been attracted to them, always, knew that he was going to have children with a woman of color. That just was his preference. But who's to say that you're not allowed to have a preference on who you want to date or who you want to spend your life with? Right? And nobody's out there just saying, oh, just be glad you have a car. If you want to be preferential and choose the type of car you want, if you want a Mercedes over a BMW, or if you want a F-150 over a Toyota Tundra, that's your choice. If you've made the decision that you wanted to fall in love with a Black woman because that's what you prefer, again, that's your choice. It didn't matter for me what color Daniel was. It was his personality. It was his love for children. It was his playfulness. It was his spontaneity. It was his ability to make me smile, laugh, and forget. So that's the kind of thing that sold me, that got me hooked, and his love for aquatic sports. Like me, I love everything that's the water. I probably should have been a dolphin, or probably could have been in my former life. Who knows? But Daniel brings out all the best parts of me. So it shouldn't matter the color. And I don't care how many people get angry or how many people get upset because of who I chose to be with. It was my choice. And that's the power of freedom of choice. So, like I said, guys, I really want y'all to go and look at that movie about the Lovings. I really want you guys to go and appreciate the change that was made in 1967. For all of you blended and mixed families who are experiencing this, I think it's very important that our children understand the limitations and know where we came from. I think it's important because when our kids are in school, they're having to deal with that. They're having to deal with the you're not Black enough or you're not white enough side. And we've got to make sure as their parents that we instill in them the reason they should appreciate both sides of their race. And I'm a big proponent of checking two boxes. When you're talking about your race, you can check more than one. I don't feel like you should have to force a kid to try to identify with one side over the other. And I do feel like that does create a block and a barrier. Mentally, you might not see it at first, but as they grow older, yeah, you do see it. They feel like they had to choose a side, or like they had to be more white, or they had to be more black to fit in. And we don't want that. So I want my kids to appreciate both sides. And then I have 3 beautiful brown babies who are not of Caucasian descent, but yet they have a white bonus father, stepdad, whatever you want to call him, and who they live with every single day and helps raise them. And they have to deal with things. They have to deal with questioning. They have to deal with people making remarks, or if my daughter says this is my dad, or my son says this is my dad, they have to deal with people being like, that's not your dad, he's a white guy, or something like that. We're not bound by people's boxes. So don't let them put you in one. Let people express themselves the way they want to, and let children identify how they want to identify. And I don't know, I think that's pretty much all I had to say on the topic. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment down below. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I may or may not do some more Black History stuff as the month progresses. That will be more Black History-ish. But that was just something that today was on my mind, and I wanted to share it. So if you have mixed kids, do me a favor. Let them watch Loving as well. And explain to them how important it is to know the history of interracial marriage and families. So, peace, love, and have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe,
and hit that notification bell.
Until then, we're raising 9. See you next time.